Alright folks, welcome to another episode of Yogi Dave's Hobby Corner. Today, I'm going to be talking about Munchkin Marvel. About a minute. So, as I said, I'm going to be talking about Munchkin Marvel today. Now this is obviously the Marvel version of the Steve Jackson Games Munchkin set of rules. It's a little bit different in that it doesn't have a board for it. What it does have is little character sheets to keep track of how your guy is advancing, and it's got, same as with Munchkin Marvel, the normal Munchkin. With Munchkin Marvel, your character can either be male or female, and I'm assuming there is ways for them to switch as well. I haven't actually gone through all the cards yet, but like with Munchkin, you have treasure cards, and you have your door cards. So, you know, you kick in the door, you pick up, for that, it's a +1 bonus. So, super soldier. So you have to be power rank 2 in order to use this. So, if you start out, you can't use this, which is madness. You may have an additional ally. Each of your ally is worth an extra +1, which is actually not much madness, but so you get affiliation cards, which is a little bit different from the original. You get cheats. You get powers and items and different things that make it a little bit different from the regular Munchkin. You've got your affiliations, and then you've got team up cards, and lots of different things that make this different from the original Munchkin. And obviously it's got the Marvel staple feeling. I don't know the word that I'm looking for, but essentially it's, you've got the same, level 10 enemy. So this one is Maximus, so he's level 10, +5 against Inhumans, -3 against anyone with 2 or more powers, and when bad stuff happens, lose a power and levels equal to its rank. So you'd lose 10 levels, basically. You'd go back to square one, as I'm reading that. But, obviously, these actually haven't been shuffled very well. Obviously, these are the door cards. So with the treasure cards, like with Munchkin, regular Munchkin, you've got hand, head, body, feet, 2 hands, and there's skills that let you, and there's things that let you use it two-handed, more than two-handed. That gives you allies. So like Captain Marvel, she gives you a +2 bonus, but if you're affiliated with the Inhumans, you get an extra +2. And obviously you get to go up the level cards the same as you do with. And then you get one-shot things that give you a bonus one time, and then you discard them. So with the power gem, you can have any number of powers. You may have any number of powers regardless of rank. So different ranks can have only a certain number of powers and a certain rank of powers as well. And once per combat, you may discard the power for a +5 bonus. But yeah, there's all the classics of the Marvel comics, like Spider-Man, Spidey suits, Green Goblin's glider, shooting pistol, you've got Red Wing, you've got Loki's helm, Super Soldier Serum, 7 League boots, Fiona. Get an extra +4 if you're the highest level player of Thor as your ally. So, Nick Fury's eye patch. You may wear additional headgear. -1 to run away. But like, it is pretty much just the regular Munchkin with a Marvel flavour to it. I have not played this yet. I want to play it. I hope to play it very soon. But, you know, oh, mind you. So it's got the Infinity Stones in here. There's a couple of the Infinity Stones. Don't know whether all of them are in here. Terrigen crystals. Play during the combat. An extra +3 played by Inhumans. So usable only once. Life model decoy. Double your current combat value. Yes, please. And Spidey senses. You get to have Spidey senses. That's cool. And then the Model 51 armor for Iron Man. So, you know, there's lots of the flavour of the Marvel universe in it. Not everything, because there's the add-ons Mystic Mayhem and Cosmic Chaos, and then obviously you've got the X-Men version and the Deadpool add-on, which I think you could probably use together with this, though I'm not 100% sure on that. I think they've got different fronts and everything, but I think, you know, essentially it'll be very much like with the Munchkin add-ons and everything. So in it, with the cards, you also get a nice foldy out set of rules. So it gives you super-sized Munchkin, so you can mix 2 or more base sets and expansions together for the genre-crossing Mega Munchkin adventure. So you could throw the X-Men. So you go out, you buy this, you buy the X-Men expansion, or the X-Men Munchkin, you buy all the expansions, you throw them all together, and you have a great old time. I really enjoy Munchkin, and I'm fairly sure I will fucking love this, because I love Marvel. I don't collect comic books. I haven't collected comic books in a long, long time. Surprising? Yes. I'm a geek, but I'm not that much of a geek. Well, I'm not much of a geek, but I have other priorities. Gaming for one. Where geeking comes in. So yeah, that's it for Marvel Munchkin. Little video for this, because it's not a lot in it. It's not a big unveiling. There's no point in me trying to run through the rules with you. So at some point I'm going to get this played. I'm going to video it, and you can see it in action. So as I speak right now, you probably might be aware, you might not be aware. I have a podcast that I've started. So it's Yogi Dave's Hobby Podcast. Really inventive with the name. So it's been hosted on Podiant. It's yogidaveshobby.podiant.co. On there is a link to my Ko-fi account. So that is the account that basically you buy me a coffee. And it's running to, you know, a reason why, you know, you've got, when you do a coffee thing, you've got to put a reason for it happening. So basically, this is how I'm going to get the raffles done. So every time you buy me coffee, £2, £3, whatever it is, need to get Zach off there, you'll be entered into the raffle. So, you know, it's so that you know that it's going to a cause. It's going for, I'm getting it for a reason. So every time one of them's done, I'll move on to another one. So the one that's on just now is improving my lighting setup in the painting room, and also getting a better mic, like a podcasting mic for the podcast as well as the YouTube. What else was I going to say? There's a link on there. I cannot remember the link off the top of my head. I will find it and I'll put it in the notes down below. But, you know, I hope you are enjoying these videos enough that you're happy to pay £2 or £3. Because what I don't want to do is start getting advertisers. Because A, it's a pain in the arse. B, I have to bugger about with chasing them up and trying to find them and find money and make sure that the money's coming in and all that. And it's a lot of hassle at the moment. I'm not a big enough podcast. I'm not a big enough YouTube channel to get advertisers. But this way, you know, it means I don't have to do stupid ads. I hate when you hear ads on a podcast, like before it and after it, and it's like, oh, really? You know that they've got to do it, but you'd rather you didn't have to hear it. So I mean, I'm not big enough that I'm even going to get any advertisers as far as I'm concerned, so I'm not going out chasing them. Maybe, you know, if I've got 5,000 or 6,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers, I might get advertisers in, but doubtful. Because I don't think it's. I have an idea of how big I want it to get eventually, but you know, I'm realistic in that it could take years to get where that is. So I'd rather not go down the Patreon route either, because you know. Why? Why would I do that, honestly? Because it means me having to make content for some people that other people aren't getting. I don't want to do that. I just want to, you know, give the same stuff to everyone. So the current raffle is when I finish Calcius, and it'll run for like another 2 weeks after I finish painting them, and I'll post on my Instagram and here when I finish painting them. And if you buy me a coffee in between now and then, you get entered in the raffle. So make sure that you leave me an email address when you buy me a coffee. That's about it for today. I've done this in one run. That's crazy. I never ever do it in one run. So